Hey San Diego, welcome back to the Apartment Geek Weekly. I'm your host, Chris Robinson, and it's nice to sit here. I took 2 weeks off, not traveling or having fun, but just two weeks off the videos. And I'm excited to be back in front of the camera and talking about something that I think is very pertinent to the current marketplace. We're in May of 2021. And things are very expensive out there, whether you're buying a house or you're buying an apartment complex. Industrial, I was talking to a big owner of industrial property, just seeing how things have gone up so much. And it kind of dovetailed in with a poem that I read about a week ago. And I sent this out to a small circle of family and friends, kind of a personal circle email. And I want to say, most of the people replied and were just like, wow, blown away by this. They forwarded it to a bunch of their friends. And it's a poem that's short. I mean, it'll take you a minute to read it. And it's written by a broker / investor back in the late 70s. And it's really, really cool because I don't know, even if you're not a big poem person, I haven't read a poem and I can't remember how long. So it's kind of cool to do that. But then it was like, whoa, this is so relative to the current times. So it's going to be in the body of the email. So if you haven't seen it as you're listening to this right now, pull that up on the screen and you could pause this or kind of read it and then come back to it. But it has to do with the title of this episode, which is Analysis Paralysis. And in life, we're thinking beings, us humans, love to get in our head and think and analyze, and we all do that. I don't want to say guilty of that, but we all do that. And it reminds me of like a big muscle car with 700 horsepower, and you just put the gas down and the back tires just spin and create a lot of smoke and noise, but you don't go anywhere. And that's kind of like analysis paralysis. You think, and then it's like deer in the headlight syndrome. You just kind of don't take action. The car doesn't move, even though you have so much potential. So what I mean by this is investors who look at real estate, they look at buying a home or buying an apartment building, and it's very expensive because San Diego is that way, and it's always going to be that way. And in the current moment, it always is expensive. You go back to 2010 or 2011, and it was scary to buy real estate then, even though in hindsight, there was a ton of opportunity 10, 11 years ago. So it's always going to be expensive. And this poem basically talks about all the deals that were missed because this particular, he's referencing people and he's relating to it, all the deals that he passed on. And it got me to think of a saying, sometimes the best deal is the one you don't do. In San Diego, it's rare that that's true. Sometimes if you buy a deal that has a main sewer line that busts or the tenants are horrible, but if you do your enough research and you're at a point where you're like, okay, this thing, the gut feeling is this is a good piece of real estate to purchase. Frankly, you should do it, and 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be fine. You're probably not gonna regret that purchase. And you don't know how many times people say, I wish I would have bought everything on the street back then, or everything that was on the market back then, generally in certain areas, depending on what your wheelhouse is. So if there's a couple of things I wanted to point out, and myself and a lot of very savvy investors, if you can find a deal where you're getting leverage, that's good fixed leverage, house, apartment building, whatever. If you're getting leverage that's sufficient, you're not having to put 50%, 60% down. If you're getting good loan to value, if the return, we talk a lot about with the Apartment Geek, we talk a lot about return and cash flow, which is that's your focus. That's the meat and potatoes. And there's a gut feeling generally about the area, the neighborhood. Okay, I can relate to these tenants. I don't feel like I'm scared when I come out here at sunset. You feel like generally it's you can get to the property within a certain amount of time and you can deal with problems. Maybe you have a manager that's going to be involved and it fits into their criteria. if that stuff is there and you're in the market and you're looking at something, even if it's crazy expensive, don't let 10 or 20 or $30,000 or the roof is bad, I'm not going to buy this thing, or there's a bunch of dry rot and woodwork that needs to be done from termites. Who freaking cares? You're not going to think about that stuff when 6 months or a year down the road. And again, you're going to think in 5 years or 10 years, you're going to look back and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't buy everything at that point in time. That's theoretically easier said than done because we only have so much money to work with right now, obviously, for down payments. So that's why it's important to go out and get as much leverage as you can. Talk to loan brokers, talk to different banks. What kind of leverage can I get on this? Is it 60%, 65%? We're doing a deal right now that's 70% loan to value that's going to close, I think, next week. Better cash flow deal in a C area, C minus area. But that's okay because you're getting good loan dollars and the return is there. So read this poem. The gentleman's name is Donald Wheel. And it's really, really cool. And I think it's inspirational, and it shouldn't just like push you to go buy everything today. But if you're at a point with a property and it generally fits the boxes, but you're in the inspection and the foundation's a little off, who freaking cares? As long as it's not sliding down a hill and like the tenants are sliding in the house and it's like a fun house, it's like just buy the damn thing and you can fix this stuff. I mean, there's things that you have to be cautious of, but at some point it's like, don't let the little minute things get in the way of it, and don't let all the analysis, oh my gosh, I think things are going to go down, prices may go down, I may find a better deal. Buy is what this funny investor that we always used to deal with said, and it's true. And this gentleman owns, 800 units or something like that. So hopefully that's cautious insights that get you to kind of overlook the small things and focus on the big picture. And let me know what you think about this poem. I thought it was really, really cool. And things are very expensive now, but they're just going to get more expensive in San Diego because people want to live here and want to do business here and visit and travel, etc. And the real estate market, we're not making any more land. So let me know what you think. If you like these videos, subscribe or review. Let me know what you think. And until next week, be well and take care.